Hello and welcome back to the Aud Narrations channel, a place where we read and react to interesting Reddit stories. Today on Aud Narrations, the story we'll be reading is titled, X is refusing my request to not have the affair partner there on Christmas morning. As always, if you appreciate these videos and want to see more, make sure to hit the subscribe button, that way you won't miss that I just upload. Alrighty, let's make a start. Post reads, we've been separated for 18 months following my discovery of her affair with her co-worker. They're still together. He met my children, boys 8 and 6, in October, without any sort of warning to me. We're not divorced yet. We have verbally agreed to 50-50 custody, and she's at the boys' Christmas morning this year. I requested that he not be present on Christmas morning. She replied that he won't be there when presents get opened, but the boys will see him before she drops them off to me at 10 AM tomorrow morning, and I'll have the rest of the day. I'm hurt because I asked that they see their father before they see him. If they were old enough to know what actually happened, I have to imagine they wouldn't want this. So I feel the bed to advocate them. I'm not entirely sure what that means. I would understand if they were living together, but they don't. She has done everything she can to integrate him into their lives. I already have to put up with hearing about him constantly whenever I get my kids back, and it's destroying me in so many ways, but I'm surviving. I get the boys this afternoon. I'm just debating not bringing them back. I feel like I have no availability to do anything. I've been civil with her. I haven't told the boys why we split beyond the mummy and daddy weren't together anymore. I'm just so angry. That's a tricky one. That's a tricky one. I probably would say I wouldn't just like not give them back. I think in some places, I guess talk to a lawyer, but I think in some places that can count as kidnapping to a degree. No, I might be wrong. Like I said, check with a lawyer. But I do appreciate that it's upsetting, especially if the new guy is the affair partner. I completely understand like the upset given the affair partner is the partner who will be spending time with your kids on Christmas morning before, like you say, you even get to see them. I think it's a little bit shitty, to be honest, from the soon-to-be ex-wife, I guess, to do this, to try and replace you in their kids' lives. Obviously, they're 8 and 6. That's, I would say, they're still quite young, but old enough to kind of understand the concept that, you know, well, maybe I'm wrong, but whilst you two were together, Mom fell in love with someone else and is no longer loving yourself, and so that's the cause of this breakup. And sort of just show them this idea, because otherwise what you risk is over time, I mean, they'll understand eventually, that's the thing, people aren't stupid, but I guess you risk the mum and the affair partner telling a different tale, and then it'll then become a battle of two stories, especially so young. Like, that kind of information, I imagine, would kind of get quite ingrained, quite deep. So it might be hard to unpick it later. But I'd kind of wrap the story like that before, and that way maybe the kids themselves will protest it a little bit and be like, this new guy is the one that sort of caused this in a way. Despite it being the mum, you can kind of alienate the new guy, potentially, and make him less welcome, at least in the kids' lives, from the kids' perspective. I don't know, it's quite tricky. Okay, let's take a look at what the community says. Someone's left a comment saying, believe me, when you meet the love of your life and start doing this, she will quickly have an opinion. Just bide your time. Your children will never be swayed. They know how much their dad loves them, no matter what. Very true. Someone else left a comment saying, it's the way these things are. Maybe the worst part. I had to deal with it too. Realistically, there's nothing you could do. If you don't bring them back, it could go badly for you. Yeah, exactly. It could be used against you in a renegotiation of custody. I have no advice here, man, because what can you do? Shit sucks. I'm sorry that you're going through it. Eventually, this kind of stuff won't bother you as much, but that doesn't help you right now at all. Just remember all these little indignities she's putting you through in order to help you clearly see that your life will be better without having to share it with her. Very true. It's a sort of silver lining approach. Someone else left a comment saying, my ex did the same thing with the affair partner, trying to immediately integrate them into our children's life. Before we had even begun the divorce process, actually. The best thing you can do is be the best dad you can when you've got them. It's not worth trying to change your kid's opinion. After all, she was willing to blow up your family for this other guy. Your kids will see the difference in effort and love between their father and the affair partner. Trust me. On the rare occasions that my kids said anything about the affair partner these days, they make it pretty clear that the only thing they like about him is that he buys them stuff. OP replied saying, that's what this guy is doing? Buys them shit and gives them toys from his childhood. Unfortunately, my kids are impressionable due to their age, but also my oldest is autistic and my youngest has ADHD, and so they definitely gravitate towards stuff. Someone replied to AP saying, my oldest just turned 7, so I get it. Just keep doing the best you can. They will see it. Their dad's love and attention will win out. Someone replied to a previous comment saying, I would certainly not go through the idea of not bringing them back. I fully understand and empathize with your situation, but you cannot stop her now new long-term partner being part of her life, and that includes the kids. And yes, it is upsetting, but the sooner you can move on with your life, then the easier it will become. I do understand, but you're not going to win other than making yourself more bitter. Let it go, enjoy your kids on Christmas, and even more importantly, enjoy the future. But it is up to you. Someone else left a comment saying, I'm sorry man, it sucks. I have to drop my kids to the ex today, and know they're going to spend the day with her and the affair partner. It's been almost a year of separation. I'd be lying if I said it didn't still sting at times. The kind of selfish behaviours and lack of empathy or lack of reflection that lead to cheating is also present in parenting, and I believe. And it's unlikely they'll change their behaviour. You continue showing up the best you can, and you will win in the end. Fantastic comment. Someone else left a comment saying, 3 years from now, your kids won't even remember this guy. He won't be around for long. OP replied saying, he's been around since the affair. My ex is the kind of person that will do everything in her power to make their relationship last, so she can prove everyone wrong and that it was the right decision for what she did. Someone replied saying, how old are your kids? You sound more than decent, and I think you should know that your ex is playing a losing game. In their teens, your boys will discover the exact reason you're divorced, and there'll be a major shift in dynamics, so don't lose hope yet. OP replied saying, 8 and 6. The challenge is that they're very impressionable. My oldest is autistic, my youngest has ADHD. My youngest also has serious behavioural problems at school as a result of all of this. Yeah, of course. Both kids are in therapy, but they aren't developed enough to truly understand what's happening. My youngest also had serious behavioural problems in school as a result of all of this. Both kids are in therapy, but they aren't developed enough to truly understand what's happening. I know you're right, but it destroys me that it's going to take years for that to come to fruition. I would take my boys full-time if that was an option. Someone replied saying, man, it's so damn sad to see your ex is dragging such vulnerable kids through this mess. I wish you all the best. Be strong for your boys. Someone replied saying, the previous person is right. When your kids are old enough to understand exactly why you two broke up, they'll lose nearly all respect for her, even if she is a loving mother. Then, if they ever get cheated on themselves, your wife will cope their rage. You just have to play the long game and do your best to be neutral and not influence them into it. It'll happen naturally. Someone else left a comment saying, there's absolutely nothing you can do. You've asked, she told you what she's going to do, you have to accept it. Any response other than acceptance, especially not returning the kids, will be bad for you, your kids, or your co-parenting relationship. This is one of the worst parts of the whole thing, and one of the many reasons it boggles my mind infidelity isn't a crime that is harshly punished. Short of murder, there are few things I can think of that cause so many people, including children, so much pain, and the legal system just shrugs. Someone else left a comment saying, as hard as it is, you just need to bite your tongue on this. Don't do anything dumb, like not return them when you're supposed to. It sucks she won't meet you halfway on this, but there isn't much you can do. Just be smart, do things right. Your marriage is dead. Either of you can do, I guess, whatever you'd like, as long as it doesn't harm the kids. My dad was married before he met my mother, and she cheated on him and put him through all sorts of shit too. My dad's a good guy. He did things right. He's been married to my mother for over half a century now. She's been married and divorced a half a dozen times. My dad's career exploded when he and my mother first got married. He's so well off, and we all have a great life. And she's miserable. Will always be miserable. I don't believe in karma, but I do believe decisions and choices will catch up to you. Definitely. Someone else left a comment saying, this is what happens in divorce. It's tough, but she's allowed to bring people into her own life and theirs. Until and unless you get a written parenting plan that lays out specific rules. It's been 18 months, and that's long enough for her to consider this a serious relationship. To be really blunt too, she needs to understand how this man and her children interact in order to inform her decision about being with him. And she can only get that by having exposure. It really doesn't matter what day of the year it is, as much as your heart feels it does. It'll never completely stop feeling like betrayal so long as it's the affair partner getting access to your kids, but at some point in the journey you'll have to accept that she's entitled to make these unfortunate choices and disregard your comfort. She didn't care about boundaries in your marriage, and she doesn't care about them now, and she won't in the future either. Unless there's abuse involved, you can't control her choices beyond letting her know what your preference would be. All you can really do is be the good thing for your boys and allow her to make or break her own relationships with them on her own. Indeed. Someone else left a comment saying, your wife is obviously trying to make him part of the family, and if that means excluding you, then she's fine with that. Cheating is one thing, but how can she justify doing this to feather her own nest? Maybe if you have a calm conversation with her, maybe you could ask her how she thinks it appears to your children that she's attempting to replace you as their father. Yeah, that's tough. That is really tough. Alrighty. What do you think OP should do? What would you do in OP's shoes? Let me know in the comments. As always, if you made it this far in the video, make sure to hit the like and subscribe. That way you won't miss the latest upload. It really helps out the channel. Thank you very much. Alrighty, we will have to finish there for today. Thank you very much for listening, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.